Did Liam Payne shade Zayn Malik over this?
And the Stranger Things cast are opening up about Will Byers' sexuality. All that and so much more in today's show. What is up, you guys? It's your girl, Susan Morad.
And I'm your host, Carly Henderson. And Liam Payne just high-key shaded his former One Direction bandmate, Zayn Malik. Liam went on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast and told us how he really feels about Zayn, or as he calls him,
Wayne Malik.
Really quickly, you can tell these two are not on good terms. Logan brought up some past drama that his brother Jake Paul had with Zayn in Las Vegas, where he felt like Zayn blew him off, and he fired off some tweets about it, calling Zayn a little guy and threatening to clap him up. Jake woke up and clearly chose violence that day. Then Zayn's girlfriend at the time, Gigi Hadid, entered the chat, and as Liam says,
she tweeted something about get yourself like a respectful man or something.
Yeah.
That one didn't age very well.
It didn't age.
Damn. Liam was, of course, referring to the incident last year where Zayn allegedly shoved Gigi's mom, Yolanda, and spewed some not-so-nice words at her, which Zayn adamantly denies. Liam, however, did say that he understands that Zayn has been through a lot growing up with his home life.
Many reasons why I dislike Zayn, and there's many reasons why I'll always be on his side. I understand, and I hope that your only hope is that at some point in their life, the person on the other end of the phone wants to receive the help that you're willing to give them.
On Thursday, Liam took to Twitter to clarify his comments about Zayn and added that Zayn is his brother and he will stand by him forever. But that wasn't the only tea Liam had to spill. He went on to reveal that the One Direction guys got into some pretty savage fights.
There was one moment where there was an argument backstage, and one member in particular threw me up a wall. So I said to him, if you don't remove those hands, there's a high likelihood you'll never use them again.
Okay, this is really giving.
Liam, you stay exactly where you are because you are perfect.
And just when you're like, okay, Liam, somebody needs to cut you off, Liam even said that Simon Cowell formed One Direction around him.
So he kind of started with my face and then worked around the rest of them. I've never told that story before.
Liam also claimed that he outsold all the other 1D guys with his single Strip That Down, with fans then begging him to stop. And of course, they also brought out the receipts. The whole thing ended with fans comparing Liam to ex-Little Mix member Jessie Nelson, who also got some heat when talking about her ex-bandmates, and fans said the two of them should just go off and do a collab together.
Oh, I'm not doing this, guys.
Oh, wow. This was a lot and just such a far cry from the One Direction that we used to see, like playing pranks on each other and having fun touring and doing carpool karaoke. And as a fan, I feel like it just makes me sad for all the Directioners to hear all this drama. Not that you'd like expect the guys to all get along perfectly, but it just feels a little weird for Liam to be spilling this to the world right now. You know, I always really respect when bands, like even after they go their separate ways, something wasn't great, they keep it on the DL. Like I cannot picture my man Harry Styles, who I'm just gonna say is the most successful One Direction member to come out of the group, and say these kind of things.
Who do you think the winner is, Liam? It's not you! But it's not you either, Harry Styles!
Oh my god, and remember when Niall even drank a freaking like scorpion and salmon smoothie to avoid answering James'
Yes, that
questions?
was disgusting.
I know, but like he kept those lips sealed, so don't do it, Liam, come on.
This entire interview made me so uncomfortable, and I'm shocked that Liam is out here saying all of these things about his former One Direction bandmates. Let the legacy of One Direction live on. If not for you, for all of your fans that supported the group and the group's music. Directioners have been through enough heartache, am I right?
Yeah, totally.
And it is such bad form for Liam to be telling these stories now, and it isn't doing him any favors for his image or solo career. Also, the fact that Liam is saying all of these things about Zayn to Logan Paul, whose brother Jake Paul had a massive beef with, adds another layer of wrong. I also don't think it's Liam's place to be talking about Zayn's family dynamics, particularly when Zayn is such a private person, even if he was trying to show support to Zayn in that moment. The best way to avoid saying the wrong thing is just don't go there. Okay, before we get into this next story, this is your spoiler alert if you haven't watched Stranger Things Season 4 yet.
You're being sarcastic. You're being sarcastic?
Following the premiere, many fans have been questioning Will Byers' sexuality, as there have been a number of scenes that have led many fans to question whether Will, played by Noah Schnapp, identifies as LGBTQ+. And just to be clear, it doesn't matter whether he is or isn't, But it is something that has had the internet buzzing. For example, the scene where Will looks horrified when a girl tries to flirt with him in class, and that he chose gay mathematician Alan Turing as his hero for a school presentation. But above all, Will and Mike have a heart-to-heart in episode 5, where Will makes a cryptic remark about being scared to open up out of fear of rejection. He explained, "Sometimes I think it's just scary to open up like that, to say how you really feel, especially to people you care about the most, because what if they don't like the truth?" Many people have interpreted this as Will referring to his sexuality and being scared to tell Mike that he's in love with him. Well, now Noah has addressed the fan theories while talking to Variety, leaving it up to the writers, saying, "I feel like they never really address it or blatantly say how Will is. I think that's the beauty of it, that it's just up to the audience's interpretation. If it's Will kind of just refusing to grow up and growing up slower than his friends, or if he is really gay." And Noah really nailed that explanation, because let's not forget that Will spent a lot of time in the Upside Down when his friends were growing up. He's had some catching up to do. His co-star Millie Bobby Brown chimed in with her own response, saying, "Can I just say it's 2022 and we don't have to label things. I think what's nice about Will's character is that he's a human being going through his own personal demons and issues. So many kids out there don't know, and that's okay. That's okay to not know. And that's okay to not label things." Yes, Millie, preach. Executive producer Sean Levy also recently addressed Will's sexuality when talking to Entertainment Weekly about the theories, saying, "Without getting into where we go later in season 4, I'll just say that there aren't many accidents on Stranger Things, noting there is clear intention and thought given to each character. As for Finn Wolfhard and David Harbour, something tells me they got a call from Netflix after what they said in this next interview." While speaking with Netflix Mexico, they both seem to confirm that Will is in love with Mike when shutting down a theory of a romance between Eleven and Will.
You've been watching the show, you should know that Will is not interested in Elle. He's interested in someone else in the group.
Yeah, and you'll see soon that he's interested in.
He's very interested.
Yeah.
That's just wrong. I mean,
yeah.
Sorry.
The tea has been spilled. I guess fans will just have to wait until Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2 to see what happens next. Okay, it goes without saying that we do not need Will to label his sexuality. Like Millie said, it's 2022 and it's okay for Will to not have everything figured out. And that's the beauty of this storyline. It's representative of real life and what it's like for many people growing up. And I just love the fact that the writers have thrown in this curveball this season with Will clearly expressing emotions towards Mike. It definitely keeps the audience guessing, but it also makes me feel like there is so much more Will wants to say, and I'm really hoping he's able to open up in Volume 2.
But circling back to labels, sexuality, it can evolve. We've had this chat before once or twice, and for that and a million other reasons, he might just not want to define where he's at, and that's okay. I do think that Stranger Things is such a love show though, and if they did want to add in another LGBTQ+ storyline, we would love that. That would be great representation. It is Pride Month now. We'll just have to wait and see when Volume 2 drops in about a month. All right, so let's get into some other major stories from this week, and we can determine if they are fact or cap. Is Billie Eilish single again? That's fact. It sounds like things are OVER for Billie and Matthew Tyler Vorse after he confirmed their breakup on Instagram, writing, "Nobody cheated on anyone. Relationships end. Simple as that." And he also addressed some of the backlash he says he's gotten from Billie's fans.
Did Drake post a picture of Addison Rae's hand? That's fact. Drake recently took to Instagram to share a photo dump of pics including having a good time with friends and a mirror selfie. But it was the last photo in the dump that had fans scratching their heads, as on closer inspection it appears to be Addison Rae's hand photoshopped over Drake's head. Addison tweeted out confirming that it is in fact her hand with this side-by-side image. That's definitely a crossover we didn't see coming.
And is Millie Bobby Brown back to loving social media? That is definitely cap. Millie opened up about the more challenging side of fame and the impact of hearing everyone's opinions on social media since becoming a star on Stranger Things at the age of 12. That's so young. She revealed to Vogue Hong Kong, "Why do you think we walk down the street and are shaking? Because we're terrified of you. Because we have anxiety because you give us anxiety." She went on to add, "It's like going to school and being bullied again. It's horrible. That seems really hard. I cannot imagine being super famous when you're 12 years old."
so hard. Did our girl Selena Gomez get some new ink? That's fact. Sel showed off her new ankle tattoo on TikTok, which reads, "By God." I love that.
Did Charlie Puth lose his virginity to a fan? According to him, that's facts. He told Bustle that when he was 21 after playing a show in Boston, this girl came up to me and was like, "Can you sign my chest?" I was like, "I feel like a rock star." I never saw her again. Wow, he must have been looking at his own signature the whole time.
Okay,
Oh my
Charlie,
God.
we see you. Thanks so much for watching.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.